You're listening to the Secure Dad Podcast. Discover ways to secure your home, protect your family, and embrace your role as a protector parent. Welcome, friend. I'm Andy Murphy, the creator of the Secure Dad. This podcast serves to help families become proactive in their safety. The information I share on this podcast is for general information purposes only. My goal is to empower you to make safer decisions for yourself and your family, because our safety is our own responsibility. Today on the show, I'm going to share a few things that you can do to take your home security to the next level. Many of these things can be done with little to no cost, so hopefully you'll find this very helpful. All of that and more ahead on the Secure Dad Podcast. The holidays are coming up. Like me, I'm sure you're working on getting the right gifts for the people you care about. Instead of getting your family another gift card or something they may already have, give them the gift of privacy. You can gift a privacy plan from Delete Me. It's simple to do. Go to joindeleteme.com/dad and select the privacy plan you think fits them best. This way you can help a family member protect their personal private data from being purchased by anyone online to do whatever they want to with it. It's a great way to protect those you care about the most. And who doesn't like a discount when holiday shopping? Go to joindeleteme.com/dad. There you'll get 20% off a privacy plan when you use the promo code DAD at checkout. Trust me, no one will be able to top a personal gift like privacy. So brighten their spirits with a plan from Delete Me. See why I find Delete Me essential to my privacy at joindeleteme.com/dad and use promo code DAD to get 20% off today. Delete Me is a sponsor of the Secure Dad Podcast. I frequently get questions about how people can upgrade their home security. Sometimes these are comments on an Instagram post, sometimes I get direct messages or emails, and I really like getting these types of questions because it really helps people, and I get to share more than some of just the basics that I cover. But what I have discovered is that not everyone is starting at the same level, and this is a big epiphany for me. An upgrade to your neighbor may be very basic for you. So today in this podcast, I'm going to try to do my best to give you some leveling up tips. But if you're already doing these, then be very proud of yourself. The first thing I want to talk to you about is strengthening your doors. Many people don't realize that the average man can kick through a front door in 4 to 5 kicks. There's tons of Ring camera videos that show how easy this is to do. While you may have a fantastic deadbolt that looks great, has a great security rating, unfortunately, a lot of these locks come with a really flimsy strike plate and short screws that go into the door frame. Now, I'm not talking about any of the hardware that is on the door itself. I'm talking about the forgotten piece that actually goes to the frame of the door, which connects your door to the house. And so this is where kick-in style attacks really work well, because the strike plates and these screws really don't protect against a kick-in style attack. And that's because when force is applied, it's not the door or the lock set that has a problem. It's that strike plate. That's what breaks through the wood in the door frame, and that's what allows people to get inside. A lot of people think, I got to buy this really strong deadbolt so, nobody can, break through my door. Well, that's good. Get a good deadbolt, but don't overlook that door frame. To upgrade the fortifications of your door, I want you to do 2 things. The first thing is easy, and that is to replace the 1/2-inch screws of the strike plate with at least 2.5 to 3-inch screws. This will give the plate more grip and will be able to stand more of a kick-in style attack. You may see TikTok videos where people are telling you to put in 4-inch screws or 5-inch screws. Listen, not all doors are hung the same, and they're certainly not all hung the correct way. I've actually done this, and to get good results, you can start at 2.5-inch to 3-inch screws and be just fine. You're going to get better results than what's there, just the standard. This won't take you very long, and it should cost you about $3. The second upgrade to your front door is also a simple install, and that is a flip lock. You've heard me rave about these in the past, and no, they are not sponsoring the show. I just recommend these to everybody. A flip lock is a secondary lock that can withstand up to 1,300 pounds of force, which can repel a good amount of kick-in attacks. Many thieves, I think, would just give up and run off. These locks can activate quickly, and they can be opened just as fast by kids to escape your home in the event of emergency like a fire. If you want to see my full review of a flip lock, I will drop a link in the show notes. If you can add 2-inch screws and a flip lock to your exterior doors, you are going to be in great shape in repelling a kick-in style attack, which is how most people get in these days. The next upgrade is going to cost you a little bit of money, and that is to pay for the monthly monitoring of your home security system. You would be amazed at how many people tell me that they have a system, but they don't have it monitored. I am genuinely shocked. If you're going to invest in a system, you need to invest in the monthly monitoring. That just doesn't add up to me. Now, I know the cost of the monthly monitoring can add up, but it's way cheaper than the cost of a burglary financially and emotionally. Make room in your budget so that the home security system can be monitored by professionals who can alert you to a problem and even call emergency services on your behalf. It is a small price to pay to have somebody watching your back 24/7. Now, I recently read a report that there are an estimated 20 million video doorbells in America. That's a lot. And if you have one, good for you. Give yourself a pat on the back. I'm not going to bash these things at all. I think they're great. I'm going to suggest that you upgrade your home surveillance system by adding a few more cameras. If you have a Ring doorbell, then get more Ring cameras to go with it. So when you get these extra cameras, I want you to cover every exterior door of your home, the path leading up to your home, and even up to your garage. Put one on the dog when he goes out in the backyard and see what you can get. I'm kidding. Only a little. That does sound kind of fun, though. You will rarely regret having too many cameras on your property. Just be respectful of common public areas and also your neighbors. And as much as I like cameras outside your home, I don't feel that they belong inside at all. Keep them out of your living room, your bedrooms, and your kitchens. What happens in those spaces is very personal. It's very private, and no company should be able to see what's going on in there. The last upgrade I have for you is about signage. I want you to consider getting a sign that says, private property, no trespassing. You may think this is crazy because A, signs aren't going to deter much crime, and B, the HOA won't like a black and orange sign in your yard. So let's address the latter first. There are some very tasteful outdoor plaques, not signs, plaques, that you can post that look very nice and will satisfy this requirement. It looks like a house number sign. It's very classy. But the reason you need to think about this is for the police and any legal matters that may arise from a potential incident. A no trespassing sign establishes reasonable notice that a person is not to enter your property without good reason or an invitation. This is going to vary from state to state, so make sure you understand your laws. But at its core, it shows that you, the owner, have broadcast that no one is to be on your property without your consent or knowledge. Where this can help you is if somebody is stalking your daughter and they're hanging around in your yard waiting for her to come out. When the police come, you can point out that you've given notice that the stalker isn't supposed to be there. He can read, he knows that, and he's choosing to be there in violation of the sign that you've posted. Now, this will probably just be a misdemeanor, but in states like Iowa, the intent of the trespass is taken into consideration for more charges. In short, this can really help you after the fact to show your level of responsibility and intent to protect your property and your family. Oh, and in some states, a no trespassing sign prevents private investigators from going onto your property or putting tracking devices onto your car that's parked in your yard. There's a case about that in South Carolina right now. So I do think there's a lot of benefits to having one of these signs. You can put one up easily that will look like a plaque and will kind of blend into your home and have a very tasteful way of letting people know they need to respect your property. I do have some more tips for you. So in the show notes, there's going to be a link to an article that's going to share with you 10 ways that you can upgrade your home security. And they're all along this lines of easy things that the average homeowner can do that's not going to cost you a whole lot of money. Well, this concludes another episode of the Secure Dad Podcast. Thank you, friend, for listening. Take back your privacy and your personal data with help from Delete Me. Get 20% off a privacy plan when using the discount code DAD at checkout. There's a link in today's show notes. If you'd like for your child to have a smartphone but not access to the entire internet or social media apps, consider a Trumi phone. I think Trumi is a great first phone for kids. Click on the link in the show notes and use the discount code TheSecureDad at checkout for $50 off a phone of your choice. If you'd like to know more about the Secure Dad, join me on Instagram and X. My username for both platforms is TheSecureDad. And of course, my website is available to you 24/7 at thesecuredad.com. There you can sign up for Field Notes, which is my weekly email. You can also check out blogs and past podcasts. I'm Andy Murphy, reminding you that our safety is our own responsibility.